talk briefly about John Sterling. He was, for me,
epic.
The voice of a Saturday afternoon in summer. The game maybe not even watching. It's just kind of on in the background. You get the radio call. You're in the car driving somewhere, happy with your friends or your family. Or, as we saw in some of those from 2001, those just unforgettable October nights. There is a soundtrack that comes with a guy like that really is a part of who you are growing up into your adulthood, raising your own children. And for me, John Sterling was that with the Yankees.
Sure. It's totally understandable. And John Sterling's voice, as mimicked last night by Michael Kay, the home run call, his voice will live forever in the minds of Yankee fans who followed the team for decades. Because his voice is stamped in your memory.
Yes.
As a child growing up, and will be. And that's the way it is with great announcers. That's the way it was with Ernie Harwell. That's the way it was with Kurt Gowdy, Ned Martin. You can still hear them.
Vin Scully.
You can still hear them.
Yeah.
Vin Scully, the greatest of all.
The greatest of all. All these years later, I can remember being as young as 5 years old, hearing Milo Hamilton's voice. It was my childhood for the Atlanta Braves, and of course Skip Carey, and to hear John Sterling and Lemire. This guy not only was great, even though unfortunately he had to do great things for that team. He was also beloved. Last night, listening actually to the Red Sox win a game, a surreal game. Last night. Very strange game. I heard Dave O'Brien and Lou Merloni, and they just went on talking about how great John Sterling was, how they loved him, how they looked up to him. This is a guy who's not only at the top of his game, but also a guy beloved by his colleagues.
Yeah, no question there. He was someone who also their stories have come out in recent days, yesterday after his passing, but when he retired, too, a few years back, about just how generous he was, especially to young reporters and stuff. He's always willing to give time and help. Joe, you remember he had a stint with the Atlanta Braves for a while, and then, of course, became the voice of the Yankees, and not just the Yankees, but sadly, Pablo, the Dynasty Yankees, the Jeter Yankees.
Yes, my childhood.
Your Yankees. And some of his nicknames didn't quite work.
No.
And he didn't always get the call right, particularly in his later years. But he was the voice of an era, of a time when it would have felt like the Yankees would always find a way to win, and they would do so, and you'd be punctuated by his home run call.
The thing that I didn't know, I called up Tony Kornheiser yesterday. I was asking him about John Sterling, and he said Sterling was the guy who first put him on air. He has a bit of a Forrest Gumpian network in broadcasting. And then, yes, look, Barnacle, you said it. You watch baseball, there are 162 of these games.
Yeah.
And so the relationship you have with an announcer is just fundamentally different than it is in any other sport.
Yes.
And for the Yankees, Willie, that voice is the era we're trying to get back to.
Yeah.
We're trying to rewind it to the days of John Sterling making us feel invincible. And as much as we take pride over whatever weird wins the Red Sox are eking out these days, we know that it's a long way since he was calling home runs as a guy, unsurprisingly, who grew up loving musical theater, Mike call them. He's a showman. That's part of the story of him and New York as well.
How about this statistic? From September 1989 to July of 2019, John Sterling called 5,060 consecutive games.
Yeah.
Did not miss a game in those 20 years. Rest in peace, John Sterling. Thank you for the memories. Let's talk